What's up, everybody? Welcome to Real Estate Fundamentals. I'm Brant Phillips, and today we're going to be talking about how to grow your business working with real estate investors. So this is a training specifically that I created for real estate agents. Although if you're a real estate investor, I'm sure you're going to get some takeaways as well, because I talk about how I work with real estate agents. The really cool thing with this video is that this was recorded in the cloud of eXp Realty. What is eXp Realty? eXp Realty is an amazing company. It is the fastest growing real estate brokerage in United States history. And I decided a little less than 2 years ago to partner my business with eXp. That's hang my license and partner my real estate investing business with eXp because of this exponential growth that this company is experiencing. A lot of benefits that I receive as an agent: lead generation, equity, stock ownership, revenue share, medical benefits. Did I mention lead generation? All these types of things. And it's just been a great experience. So what I'm going to do on this video is show you, take you behind the curtain, so to speak, at the eXp world, eXp Realty world. And you will see me as a cartoon character, but it's crazy. There's going to be a lot of good takeaways. So I hope you enjoy this video on how to grow your business working with the real estate investors.
We appreciate you all being here today and hope you enjoy the program. Brant, feel free to start whenever you're ready.
Yep. Give me 2 seconds. All right. I'm assuming everyone can hear me okay. I just want to make sure. How's everybody doing? All right, great. Well, I'm excited to be here, everybody. I'll get right to this and talk a little bit about myself, introduce myself here briefly. My name is Brant Phillips. Been involved in real estate for 13 years. I originally began as a real estate investor. I was working a corporate job and just looking for a better way to provide for my family. My family wasn't nearly as big then. We started with one child, and that's grown to now 5 kids. And I think my wife is done with the kids side of things, and she likes to have a lot of kids, and I like to buy and acquire a bunch of real estate. So here we go. Been in real estate for 13 years. This is my second year with eXp, and I was able to make Icon my first year, and that was great. But a little bit about my real estate story. Prior to this time was I began buying single-family rental properties in 2007 and 2008 while working a full-time job. And in 2009, I had about 25 rental properties, I guess, at that point in time, and decided to leave my job. By the way, I started in real estate with no money. I tell people I had a dream and a drive. I was just very willing to trade massive amounts of time and learn and hustle and grind and just learn, some of the ways that real estate works and investing works to, begin to build a portfolio of real estate. So I started with nothing. So I've been, an advocate for people who are in similar situation, kind of struggling financially and wanting to invest, but not having any money on how to do, creative real estate deals, how to put together partnerships and stuff like that. So in 2009, I did leave. I went full-time into real estate. That's when I got my real estate license, was in 2009. But I'll tell you that even though I had my license, I didn't use it a whole lot. I had a good friend who was a real estate agent. He helped me with a lot of my transactions because I was focusing on the investing side of things. And I would do, some of my transactions on occasion, but I was really heavily focused on the investing side of the business. So, fast forward and a few years, and I began getting asked and invited to speak locally, first locally, and then, even actually in some other markets, going to speak about investing and flipping houses and buying rental properties and raising private capital. And I found I really enjoyed that. So it kind of became a hobby of mine to start speaking and actually writing about what I do and sharing that with people. So you can see I've written a few books, all related around real estate investing. Like I said, whether it be flipping houses, building a rental portfolio, raising money, and all those types of things. And I enjoy sharing my story and, motivating and educating other people to go out and create success. So excited to be here today. I've built a company called Invest Home Pro. It was an Inc. 5000 fastest growing company a few years ago. Since that time, we've kind of scaled things back a little bit, trying to focus on a small but mighty mentality rather than trying to become a huge mega company and just kind of being very, very good at what we do, focusing on quality rather than quantity. And I guess another little tidbit is I deactivated my license, believe it or not, several years ago because I had a full-time agent on staff and didn't, really see a compelling reason to have my license since I was focused on the investing side of things. But when I saw the EXP business model and just all the value and opportunities that Glenn Sanford created, one, I was inspired as a real estate entrepreneur, very inspired by what he's put together here. But it was one of the biggest no-brainers that I ever saw. So I reactivated my license and I've taken part with EXP, and I'm excited about all the opportunities with the stock, the icon opportunity, revenue share. Like I said, I've got 5 children, so the medical benefits that came about last year have been a very awesome thing for my family. Save a lot of money. I'm actually about to participate with the Intralend opportunity as well. So that's a little bit about me. My name is Brant Phillips, and without further ado, I'm going to get into my key points and my presentation today. So it's the benefits of working, with investors and how to really grow your business working with investors. So, so let's talk about that. I know that, most likely is that there are agents here from every, that are active in different aspects of real estate. Maybe it be, working solely on getting listings or working with buyers, or maybe you're working short sales or what have you. But one of the benefits, if you're not already working with a real estate investor client or multiple real estate investors, one of the biggest benefits is multiple deals. So typically, my company, for example, will buy 40 to 50 investment properties per year. And so those are properties that we're going to acquire and buy on the single family side of things. And we've also bought, last year alone, we bought a commercial property, an RV park, and a mobile home park. I actually bought some mobile homes. So when you begin working with a real estate investor or other investors, it's not like a one-time transaction. Or a once every 4 or 5 year transaction where your typical client will be. If you work with, someone who's buying a home, that may be their forever home. That may be the only chance really to monetize that relationship. But it's the active investors are buying a lot of deals. Some of my friends that I'm friends with, their company's over 100 properties a month. And, every real estate investor that I know that is successful and is a legitimate business, real estate agents are an incredible lead valve for us. Now, we do our own marketing for deals, right, to find the types of deals that we're looking for. But agents, that's like free. That is a free lead source for us. So we love when agents bring us deals. And one of the other benefits, for an agent working with investors is I tell agents, hey, whenever you bring us a deal, you're going to get paid twice. You're going to get paid when we buy it and then paid whenever we sell it. You'll get that listing back. And then we've also done kind of like a BTSA, like we give our agents above 3% listing on certain deals that go really well. So that's another big benefit to think about. It can be kind of a multiple stream of income, if you will, when you're working with the real estate agent. Another thing, I read that the investor agent ratio is about 7 to 1, meaning that there's approximately every people who identify themselves as a real estate investor in some form or capacity is about 7 times to every agent. So, we look at supply and demand, we look at a favorable ratio for you as real estate agents. We know that there's a lot of competition competing against other agents. Well, there are a lot of people looking for real estate deals as real estate investors. So that's something else to think about. That's a very favorable agent ratio, that 7 to 1 ratio. Another benefit of working with investors, typically, they're all about the numbers. They're less emotional. Typically, aren't going to waste too much of your time. For example, I don't go out and view most of the properties that we buy. Believe that or not. I do have someone on my team. I'll take videos and take pictures, and we'll verify the property is in similar condition prior to closing. But most of our deals, I don't go see them. Look at the pictures, look at a video, and do all of our due diligence online. And so typically they can be a much more efficient use of your time. Time wise, like going around showing properties and things like that, there can be a lot of time savings, but also emotional savings, and meaning like you may be working with some very emotional buyers, and understandably so, because they're looking for their forever home, or they're going to raise their family, or real estate investors are just looking for numbers that work, right? So typically there's less hand holding, if you will, and a little less red tape, I guess, so to speak. So that's another thing to think about. Real estate investors, I have found, I refer a lot of people out to other agents that I've worked with in the past, and vice versa. My agents have been good to refer other people for me. So when you begin working with a real estate investor, I think you're going to find that you're going to get some referrals in addition to the business that you're getting from that from that investor. And a couple last things just to kind of establish the benefits of working with a real estate investor. A lot of people that I talk to are, even though they've never invested, a lot of people want us at some point in time, whether, want to flip a property, they want to buy some, build a rental portfolio. I have a lot of people interested in the RV parks and mobile home park things that we're doing. And, I've done several hundred deals over the years. So, if there's someone on my team, one of my agents, for example, in my downline here at EXP, I support them a lot. I answer a lot of real estate investing questions for my team of agents. And I've, built a downline of 100 or so agents here at EXP in a year and a half. So, we do recurring masterminds for our downline, and I've actually even funded a couple of deals now, think about it, for agents on our team. So that may be kind of an indirect benefit of working with real estate investors, is that you can kind of get some free mentorship and free coaching, so to speak, from a real estate investor. So that could be incredibly valuable to you if you are looking to dive into the world of real estate investing, and maybe even pursue partnership possibilities working with a real estate investor, because I've done a lot of partnerships deals as well with people that I've worked with. Judy, I saw there was a question, but I don't know for sure if I know how to answer it or even see it. So let me know if I can answer a question and how to do that. Okay. Oh, it looks like, I'm sorry. Okay, no worries, Jeff. No worries, Mr. Phillips. I don't know if we're related or not, but no worries. Let's see his accident. All right, so we've established benefits, right, of working with the real estate investor. You can get multiple deals. There's a good investor agent ratio. that's very favorable to real estate agents. Investors buy a lot. They buy and they sell a lot. A lot of times you can monetize the same property every time they buy it and sell it in multiple deals. Excuse me about that. Real estate investors are typically a little less emotional, all about the numbers, so that can make business a little bit more efficient. They can provide referrals to you, provide some free, investing advice, mentoring, coaching, so to speak, and maybe even partner with the real estate investor. So let's talk about how to find them. I'm going to take a quick sip of water here. So the good news is they're everywhere. All right. Remember the investor agent ratio of 7-1. People who claim to be real estate investors, they're everywhere. Well, I will say that the active, real estate investors are typically a little bit smaller percentage, obviously. So where's the best place to find them? One, social media is a big place. So if you're not involved, in any like private Facebook groups, that's a great place to go. Ideally, you want to drill down and find investors who are either or both in your marketplace, obviously, and number two, in your niche, right? If you're a single family agent or if you're a commercial agent. So join some local Facebook groups, social media groups, LinkedIn, et cetera, et cetera. Start working those social media platforms and connecting with people. And I know that, the next item I was going to get into is networking events. I get it. I understand we're at kind of an awkward time here with the pandemic, but that will begin opening up hopefully very, very soon. And I will tell you that I've built a majority of my business through going through networking events, going and meeting people, shaking hands, getting to know people, learning about people's businesses. And so that's one of the things that you need to do, either, through social media or in person. One site that I would like, I will mention specifically, I think is a great one, is biggerpockets.com. That's called biggerpockets.com. It's I call it one of the, kind of elite websites for real estate investors. And just begin establishing some connections, making some rapport with other real estate investors. And when you're meeting these real estate investors, what you really want to do is you want to, qualify them. You want to make sure that it is going to be a good use of your time, that it is going to be a win-win. I will warn you that, just like in the world of realty, there's a lot of new agents who are going through that learning process, right? The same thing for real estate investors. So there's a lot of new real estate investors. They can be a time suck, for lack of a better phrase. So just to warn you about that. So a good qualifying question may be, you get talking, say, hey, it's nice to meet you. Tell me about what you do. And they'll tell you a little bit about their investing business, and ask them, say, hey, how many deals have you done this year? How many deals have you done in the last 6 months? If the answer is none, then you will want to be a little bit more guarded for your time, because you want to make sure that if you spend time, energy, effort, resources to bring them deals, or if they're sending you deals to analyze, that they're going to have the ability to close. And that's a very important thing that you want to do, is you want to be able to qualify them to make sure that they're going to be able to close. If you are, I'm assuming everyone here is familiar with Express Offers platform. That is an amazing, amazing opportunity for us here at EXP. So same thing with Express Offers. They're very stringent on who they allow to be a buyer on Express Offers. Like I said, I've bought several hundred homes over the years, and we've always performed. We've been able to close, but they're putting me through a process to making sure that I'm going to be an approved buyer and respect that. So you need to do the same. Qualify your buyers, get to know them, establish rapport, qualify them, and just make sure that, there's a win-win opportunity for both people. Some other places to find good, qualified, kind of quality real estate investors, other agents. talk to other agents. I know some agents who their plate is full. Their business is rocking and rolling with all the listings that they can handle, or all the buyer leads that they can handle, and they simply, don't want to work with the real estate investors. That's great. Work out some type of referral fee for them. Say, hey, do you have any real estate investors that you're not working with, or that you like to work out, a referral agreement with? Because I'm looking to build my client book with, real estate investors right now. So talk to other agents, talk to title companies, talk to hard money lenders. So this is another kind of win-win-win opportunity, is hard money lenders. If you're not familiar with hard money lenders, they're lenders in your local market that loan specifically niche down to loan to real estate investors to help them buy these really beat up, distressed properties with cash so they can close quickly. And so it's advantageous for a hard money lender to let you know who some of their top clients are, because you can potentially bring that real estate investor deals that they wouldn't have found otherwise. And now that real estate investor can go back to that hard money lender to do more loans. So there's a lot of win-win opportunities here. And to recap, so bullet point number 2, how to find them. They're everywhere. Networking events, they're on social media, talk to other agents, title companies, hard money lenders, other vendors in general who are working with real estate investors, really could be a potential source. See here, I do have a couple comments. Look like someone picked up their first investor from Facebook. Very cool. Put in an offer today. Fingers crossed. I wish you best of luck on that, Arian. And let's see, Nathan Roberts said Bigger Pockets is a great way to get clients just by answering questions in the forums. That is a great way. It's basically leading with value is what Nathan's saying. It's absolutely right. Investor clients are super easy to get. Finding investment properties is the hardest part. I agree. Like, we have been in a market where a lot of people like and love real estate. So when real estate is going up, which it's, we've basically had a 12-year bull market on real estate, right? Since 2009, to a certain extent, real estate has gone up essentially for the last 11 years now. So when real estate's going up, you're going to have a higher demand, right, for the product. That is another reason why this express offers opportunity is really, really cool for EXP agents. But yeah, the deals are harder to find. I totally agree. So that actually ties into the next part. Send them deals. So, all right. So I just mentioned that's a little bit harder. Let me grab another swish of water here. All right. So the uglier, the better. So that's kind of cool. Typically we don't buy pretty houses. It's not that we don't like pretty houses. It's that typically that situation isn't distressed enough. So there may be homes, like I know listing agents who've literally walked out, didn't want to list a property because it was too ugly or too distressed, had too many issues, and literally just walked away and did nothing else with it. Well, those are the leads that you can refer to real estate investors. So the uglier, the better. And deals that, you may instinctively walk away from, those are deals that we run to as real estate investors. So one of the simplest ways that I teach real estate agents how to find deals for real estate investors, and I do a whole nother training on that. Maybe that's something we should bring into Icon series training. If y'all would like to see that, let me know, and I'll maybe talk to Judy about that. But it's basically teaching real estate agents how to find deals for real estate investors. So the core of that training is basically driving for dollars. So you don't realize it, but you may be driving past incredible deals. See, typically our avatar of a deal, if you will, is a vacant, distressed property. So just think about how many properties you drive by on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis that are distressed, right? We've all seen them. And these could be single family homes. These could be multifamily. It could be commercial, you name it. These are properties that have, overgrown grass, broken windows, holes in the roof, violation stickers on the front door, mail, overflowing out of the mailbox. Those are distressed properties. A lot of times, not only are they distressed, but they're vacant. Those are our ideal types of properties. So there's some very, very easy to use apps and software these days. If y'all want to write this down, one is called Driving for Dollars. There's a Driving for Dollars app. There's another app that's called a Deal Machine app. And if you guys want to message me, I can send y'all links to this stuff later on. But these are also do skip tracing, typically from within some of these apps, not all of them. And there's other apps. I'm not trying to promote any type of app, but Deal Machine is the one. The other's Driving for Dollars app. And I'll tell you, that's what a lot of real estate investors is their core lead gen operation. So that's where my lead generation training starts with agents. Hey, you're already driving around town. You may be showing clients. You may go on to put up driving to put out a sign, a lockbox. You may be taking your kids to, the soccer game or going to see family, whatever it is. Other agents. And I'm keeping on with the sending deals. Talk to other agents. There are less frequently deals on the MLS, but there are deals on the MLS. My wife and I, it's kind of funny. We were under contract. We sold our home. So we are under contract on a new home. And I was, this is what I do. This is my world. And the last couple of houses that I've bought, I've been able to buy really, really good deals that we moved into as our primary residence. And our latest house, my wife found it off the MLS. And we're under contract, and it's an incredible deal, lots of equity. So when you begin building your agent database, your investor database, you get to understand what they look for. You guys know how to set up search features, right, in your local MLSs. So look there. I don't have time to get into other lead gen sources like direct mail and auctions and foreclosures and probates and short sales, but there are a lot of ways to find deals for investors. What I would encourage you to do is be efficient with your time, kind of stay in your lane with what's working in your business, how you're finding deals, and look for ways that you can make some little tweaks, do some little additional work. It doesn't have to be a massive amount of work, but to integrate the potential investor opportunities into your business plan. So last thing, and get another drink of water, I apologize. And then we'll open it up for questions as well, additional questions here in a minute. But be a connector. So y'all, probably heard your network equals your net worth. So be a connector, right? Connect people. Whenever you say, for example, you get a real estate investor turns into a good client. Well, a real estate investor, they need contractors, title companies, photographers, all these types of people. So as you begin connecting them, guess what they'll do? They'll also connect you. So your photographer, your contractor will begin referring equally people to you. I can give you several examples of this. My pest control guy, for example, referred us a deal that we ended up buying, and it was a great deal. Sent it to us. It had termite damage. The seller was afraid, terrified of what it was going to cost to fix, and they mentioned they were just ready to sell. So he ended up sending it to us. We went and met with the seller, bought the property, and I can't tell you how much business I refer to my pest control guy. And if anybody's here in the Houston market or listen to this, I'll let you know who it is. But he's incredible, but he sends deals to us as well. And the same thing, my photographer has sent us leads. We send business back to my photographer. So be a connector in your marketplace. Be a connector in your marketplace, because I think that the more that, you give referrals and that you share, your contacts with, I think that you're going to find that people are going to be very, very reciprocal as well. So, I have like a few closing notes and that I'll go over. And Judy, let me know if I need to transition to answering questions. But one thing that I want to say is that, I did say that you need to be, cautious of your time, if you're working with a real estate investor with no experience. But also keep in mind that, the most successful real estate investors and the most successful real estate agents all started from the same place, and that's with no experience. So there was a real estate agent, the very first real estate agent that I ever worked with, going back 13 years ago. She was very helpful with me, helped me make offers. She made offers for me. I'd say, hey, I'm interested in this one, I'm interested in that one. She showed properties to me, and we're still friends to this day. And she was there in the very beginning, not knowing, if I'd ever close on a deal or not. But you never know, what that investor, that agent's going to turn in, to in the long run, and even in the short run. Like I bought 10 properties my first year, and that agent and I are still friends. And I'm very, very close to getting her to join EXP, and be a part of my team. So I'm super excited about that. So you just never know. The bottom line is, long-standing, business relationships, they're built on good, honest deals between good, honest people. And, if you're building a good reputation, working to increase the number of relationships that you have and strategic relationships, that's just going to equate to more deals for you, as real estate agents. And, that's all I have. I like to open it up now, but those are, the reasons and the ways that you can grow your business working with real estate investors in your market. Does anybody have any questions for me? Like a couple of people are typing here, so I will wait. Let's see if I'm supposed to go to the next slide. Okay. A couple of people are typing. And I can share, like, if other, y'all want to hear, like, you want me to kind of share some information about investing or how we raise money, how we structure deals, I can help with any of that. But if that's it, then I guess that's it. Judy, I'll just kind of wait for your feedback.
If there are no questions, you're welcome to wrap up the class.
Could I ask a quick question?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, perfect. This is Jeff. I am a brand new agent, and one of the questions that I always want to find out about working with investors is how do you structure deals as an agent, for the buying part, and then on the backside with the selling part.
Well, so it depends if it's an MLS deal or not. You're talking about deals that you find on the MLS?
So yeah, I'm in the Bay Area, so there are a lot of distressed properties. So I have been looking at foreclosures, but also I see just boarded up houses that I have in my area. So if it were something like that, where they aren't represented by an agent, but I have investors that have said, hey, find me a good deal, and then we can talk about it, do I typically structure the payment with, is it going to be like a bird dog fee? Is that part going to be just based off of what the investor standard is?
Well, so so what you're basically doing, whether if you're driving for dollars or putting in marketing, so you're adding more value to this equation. So what I would recommend, and unfortunately I don't see a lot of agents do this, but what you're doing is you're doing marketing. So one, you make sure that's in compliance with EXP guidelines and things like that. But if you're the database of real estate investors, what I can do, is present the deal to them and go from there and see what type of interest that we have. But I would encourage you, make sure that you're in compliance with EXP. You may want to go down the road of getting a listing agreement with that seller, since you're getting that point of contact with them. There are other real estate agents, and they do like a bird dog type of thing, where they send deals to us, from various different brokerages, not necessarily EXP, but it's basically like a kind of a bird dog assignment fee. They will send it to my acquisitions agent. He will be the one working with the seller, negotiating the deal, all that type of stuff, because the agent either just doesn't have the time, they don't have the experience, or whatever it may be, but they do it for essentially a bird dog fee on the front end. And that's going to be something that will need to be negotiated with you and that real estate investor. You work out whatever agreement that you have. But our agreement for a single family home is what we've done in the past, as a flat fee on the buy side to the agent. And then on the back end, they list the property, full 3% listing. Does that answer the question?
Okay. Yes, that's exactly what I was looking for. Thank you.
Okay, cool.
Brant, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
I do a lot with estates and probates, and I come across a lot of great deals, and I kick myself for not buying them myself in the past. A good deal, either as a hold and rent or as a flip. Sure. How do you recommend agents get over the, fear or lack of financial resources to buy more properties, whether they be that buy and hold or flip type of thing?
Sure. Well, it's kind of generic answer, then I'll give you some specifics. Like I usually say, as education experience increase, fear subsides, right? So just kind of get some education, some information, YouTube, Bigger Pockets, books, et cetera, and then just dive in. But the way I would say dive in is you may want to utilize a partnership, maybe a JV. And I say partnership, it doesn't mean you need to go run out and create an LLC with a real estate investor, but you may use a joint venture type of structure with a real estate investor and begin to get a little equity, right? In some of these deals, like EXP, Glenn Sanford created EXP, has given us agents opportunity to have equity in our brokerage, and it's amazing. You could essentially do the same thing and negotiate some equity into those deals by partnering with some investors in your community. What marketplace are you?
I'm in Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay. So I've been to Louisville, very beautiful place. So what you may do, not a hard thing to do, is like we talked about, go to a couple of these networking events, go online, find some of your more established investors, make sure, vet them out, their reputation, things like that. Make sure you're obviously working with good people, and work out some type of joint venture agreement. I've got a guy right now, for example. We're under contract to buy a 51 lot subdivision that we're going to do some development on with manufactured housing. And I've got a guy, he's not an agent, he's just a kind of a aspiring real estate investor, and reached out and he's like, man, I'm willing to work for free, I just want to learn, don't want anything else in return. Well, I'm compensating him actually on a couple of projects. So he's running around, checking on the project, meeting with the city, dealing with permits, contractors, all that kind of stuff. So it's a small percentage, but he gets a percentage of every deal that we close at the subdivision. So it may just be a very, very simple operating agreement. You'll have to, kind of work through that structure, but that may be something that you're able to do. If you get deals, mobile home parks, RV parks, I mentioned that, commercial deals, feel free to reach out to me. We're looking at deals in multiple states, and I've got a pretty big network of investors across the country. May be able to connect you to some people as well.
Cool. Thanks for that.
Yep. Anybody else? Nope. I appreciate it. I'll post a link to my main website if any of y'all want to reach out and connect with me and even schedule a time to talk offline. There's a little calendar link on there. Yep, there you go, Sam. I posted my link. It's easy to remember, brantphillips.com. Yeah. This is fun. This was my first time teaching here in EXP, so it's kind of cool.
Thank you. It was great.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, Brant, thanks for sharing your knowledge with everybody here. And again, folks, we encourage you to reach out to Brant if you have specific questions. Stay tuned. There's a lot more classes coming on for the next 2 weeks from our wonderful, great icons that we have here at EXP. Thanks again, everyone. Have a good rest of your day.